Bill down Harbor Beach Volleyball Academy. Yes. What, you think that means I'm automatically going to give you a t-shirt? What? This headboard, this would fit on only your right arm. Sorry, I can't do it. Oh boy. Oh boy. I can't even put it. Man, how cool was it of my guy to only give me 2 t-shirts?
Where summer never ends and neon meets noise, the AVP League takes over Miami for Week 3. The hometown Mayhem, with 3 rookies in tow, are hungry to protect their house and shake the league standings. But can they hold off the rolling tide of Palm Beach, a team packed with premier talent, the legend, the villain, a vertical threat, and the smiling assassin? The passion aimed to steal home and spark a rivalry. 2 teams, 1 state, no backing down. This is the AVP League. The AVP travels to one of the most vibrant cities in the United States for Week 3 action. Saturday nights with the AVP on the CW. Thanks for joining us as we get set for a premier level matchup. It's a battle for Florida as the Palm Beach Passion are taking on the hometown team of the Miami Mayhem. A couple of Olympians and silver medalists, as well as a gold on this squad in pink. On the other side of the net, it is filled with rookies galore. 3 in total for the Miami Mayhem in this 2025 season. A look to James Shaw, Kelly Chang, and Molly Shaw. Yeah, that's a husband and wife duo, all on the same team. We'll get you introduced to all of our pros as we get set for another epic battle in 2025. The Palm Beach Passion currently sitting in 2nd place as well. The Miami Mayhem currently in 5th. Hi everyone, Cameron Irwin alongside the Olympic gold medalist Rich Lamborn. And Rich, this is a new and dynamic format in 2025 with the AVP League. Everyone fighting for the cup. What intrigues you the most?
Well, it's interesting because you've got kind of the long regular season. You've got 8 weeks. Everybody plays 4 matches on the weekend, and you're only kind of showing up half the time, but that makes all of your matches all the more important, right? This is the 2nd weekend in action for the Palm Beach Passion, just the 1st week in action for the hometown team in the Miami Mayhem. So they've really got to bring it here and try and work their way up the standings, chasing towards that cup. It
might be hot outside, but it's only going to get hotter inside. We've brought the sand indoors and the world's best beach volleyball players playing for the AVP League Cup. This is how it breaks out. Rich already mentioned the 8-week season. There are 4 teams playing each of those weeks. There are sets played to just 15 points as opposed to traditional 21 points. So pressure is amped up from the very first serve. And your best win-loss record of a combined gender men's and women's will ultimately get you the AVP League Cup. You mentioned that of Mel and Brandy, a team that has been wildly dynamic. The Olympic silver medalist from Paris. Brandy's block is more than formidable. What are you looking at when you see this team?
Well, it's just extreme physicality on the part of Brandy Wilkerson at the net. She's capable of impacting the game so significantly in the way she just adjusts anything her opponents are trying to do offensively. And then behind her, she's got the smiling assassin, as we introduced her, right? That lady right there, Melissa Humana Paredes, one of the best defenders in all the world of beach volleyball, to complement that extreme net presence in Brandy Wilkerson.
There's a look to Brandy Wilkerson. This Palm Beach women's duo is currently 2-1 on the year. They did take a loss in week 1 in their hometown venue in Delray Beach. Brandy Wilkerson stands at just 5'10", and get this, she's one of the best blockers in the world at 5'10". The other side of the net, as we will turn our attention to the Miami Mayhem, Kelly Cheng, another Olympian, two-time Olympian, playing alongside a different partner in 2025 as her traditional partner, Sarah Hughes, dealt with an injury this offseason, so a speedy recovery, of course, wished to her. But Molly Shaw with some pretty big shoes to fill here. How will she handle the pressure?
Yeah, I mean, so far she's been doing it quite well. This is their first opportunity to show it off in the league. It's tough when you come in and you're trying to fill in for a world champion, right? Sarah Hughes, Kelly Cheng winning a world championships together, and so you mentioned it, big shoes to fill, but their chemistry so far seems to be coming along nicely, and Molly Shaw, great defender, so she's going to be looking to make an impact in the backcourt tonight.
One of the things that excites me the most about this matchup in particular is the fact that you're going to see a ton of option offense. We'll describe what that means as it plays out. As you look to the Miami Mayhem, they made just their season debut last night. It was a 3-set loss, 1-2 against Denberg and Donlin, a team that is now 4-0 on the season with the Brooklyn Blaze. For Kelly Cheng, 9 kills, 3 blocks, 3 aces. And on the other side of the net, Brandy Wilkerson, we talked about just how dynamic she is. Well, we got a chance to catch up with her about her opponents.
They are a dynamic team. I think ball control is a big one. I think they're super creative, finding alternative ways to score, whether it's Kelly's 2 balls or Molly's variation in jumbos and short plays and mixing up the speed of her hits. They're also a really strong serving team, so you got to be ready to pass. But yeah, they really make us work for our points, that's for sure.
So you hear it from Brandy Wilkerson. She feels like they're going to have to work for the points against Kelly Cheng and Molly Shaw. I talked about the option offense. I mean, these two blockers trying to find as many attacks as possible, regardless of the situation. Yeah,
exactly. And you heard Brandy refer to it as 2 balls, right? We call it the option because a typical volleyball play is a pass, set, spike. But the option play is that set contact becomes set or swing away. So you have that option as the setter.
A first look at Melissa Humana-Paredes with the serve. She is the smiling assassin, the defender, as that one passes her on the right side. The first strike for Molly Shaw.
And you heard Brandy reference the creativity of this Miami Mayhem team. The shots of Molly Shaw on display.
Molly Shaw in her rookie season with the AVP League. As there's the big-time block for Kelly Cheng. She says, hey, don't forget about my blocking prowess either.
Yeah, indeed, standing 6 foot. We call Brandy an undersized blocker, which is almost comical, but in the world of women's beach volleyball, 5'10" is undersized. Kelly Cheng, quite good at that skill herself at 6 feet tall.
2-0 start for the Mayhem, looking to find number 3 here, and that sneaks through down the line. Let's check in with the 3rd member of our crew, Kevin Barnett, down on the sand.
Thanks, Cam. You guys have touched on it already. This is the ultimate on-2 battle match. Think of it like a video game. You get to the end of the level, and the big boss you find is Kelly Cheng. She is the queen of this type of creativity. The wall goes down. You're locked in the room. You have to hit her side with some serves, some tough serves, to prevent her from shredding you with shots. On the other side for Palm Beach, that is exactly the plan, to not only hit the tough serves, but also their focus this season has been Brandy on 2, and that's what makes it the ultimate matchup. You're going to see both players trying to do as much as they can with the passes of their partners and attacking quickly across the net.
I love it, and I'm sure Kelly Cheng would love the video game reference as well. Quite a gamer herself as that goes over the top of her fingers.
Kev, a bit of a soothsayer with that report, as we saw the big boss herself, Kelly Cheng, go with the option while he was speaking. That's just a nice snap high over the top of the block that time from Brandy.
Both Wilkerson and Humana-Paredes, just 32 years of age. Both having played in 2 Olympic games. There's the short set, and oh, she was on top of that dig. Just too much height, finds the antenna.
Yeah, a little bit of sand throw for Mel. She had a good beat on it, just got a little too much thumb, I think, on the contact. Have a look. Makes the good run. Yeah, a little stronger off the hands than I think she thought it was going to be. Knew she had to get it up near the net for Brandy to swing at.
Molly Shaw, now resident of Southern California, originally from Chicago. or Naperville. Sends that high into the court, and this is a huge opportunity for her as that's sent back by the southpaw. But one of the biggest parts of beach volleyball is finding that next level partner, and Molly Shaw has done that with the opportunity that's been given.
Yeah, absolutely. Chance to play alongside Kelly Cheng, the two-time Olympian, as you mentioned, a world champion. One of the best that our country has to offer, without a doubt.
Nearly finding the service line there. Wilkerson tiptoes over the top, and Cheng just has so much craft in her game, not just power.
Yeah, that's patented Kelly Cheng there too. She likes to kind of bring the ball across her body, whether it's with the knuckle pokey like we saw there, with the swings, so good, and that's what makes her option offense so difficult to contend with as well.
There's the double arm lift from Melissa Humana-Freitas. We've said the word pokey. If you are new to the game of beach volleyball, well, you can't do what you can do indoors, which is called tipping the volleyball. No open hand contact, so you have to be able to close those off and get a solid pop off your knuckles, and that's a poke in beach volleyball.
It's like a Bruce Lee one-inch punch.
Yeah, great reference. I can visually see that. So Cheng and Shaw looking to find their first win in 2025. Molly Shaw talked about just the pressure and the excitement heading into this weekend. Not quite understanding what's to come with these sets to 15 and how fast they're going to have to play.
Now that is a little bit of a wrinkle here in the league. If you're a long-standing volleyball fan, typically sets going to 21. We've shaved it down a little bit, up the excitement level.
I was going to say, it's been fun. It's really changed how these athletes approach the game. For Mel and Brandy, their emphasis has been on fast starts. In week one, where they did take a loss, they had an 0-5 deficit to start. Since then, they've come away with multiple runs of points as Brandy checks that ball if it's in or out.
Yeah, a couple successive service errors. To your point, Cam, they were able to jump out to a 6-0 lead last night, and they talked about that very thing. It's fun to be on the one end, not the other.
And there's the nasty hybrid serve from Kelly Cheng. Getting awfully creative as they have the three-point advantage. Molly Shaw, we caught up with her to see exactly how she defined her opponents.
Brandy and Mel, silver medalists, Olympic silver medalists. They are an iconic team, a team that I think everyone knows at this point. Brandy is one of the biggest blocks in the world. She is undersized, but she gets in your face, and I mean, her jump makes up for her size. And Mel is one of the most crafty, steady players. I think that like I said earlier, when you get past Brandy, you gotta deal with Mel, so it's fun.
She makes a great point. If you're lucky enough to get past the wall, then you have to deal with one of the best defenders in the world.
Yeah, it's fun if you're into self-flagellation.
And to circle back on Brandy, Brandy's actually the shortest blocker on the women's side in league play, and yet the most proficient. She was best blocker last season.
Yeah, well, I mean, the explosiveness, you heard Molly Shaw talk about her jump making up for her stature, so to speak. I mean, she's going to be head and shoulders over the net, just kind of exploding out of the sand.
A troublesome serve. That's exactly why you go to the middle.
That's right. That's excellent placement on the serve from Shaw. Couple service reception errors, call them aces, for the Miami Mayhem, and a 4-point advantage for the home team.
It's now 10-6, and Cheng and Shaw again have really been so solid from one aspect, and that's the service line. And not shocking, they had 5 aces last night, and their men counterpart also had 5 aces. Let's take a look at them, and to make this story even better, well, for every ace here at this event, they're actually donating $10 to the Ronald McDonald House of South Florida. So between the men and the women's side, They found $100 already donated. This is James Shaw. You'll get a chance to see him in our men's matchup and probably will challenge to be one of the best men's servers this season. He might put Taylor Sander on notice.
Yeah, absolutely. And we saw in the league standings sitting at 4-0 after their first weekend of play last weekend. The LA Launch as well has some unbelievable serving coming from the likes of Hagen Smith.
Wow, 6 aces. Oh, what a beautiful shot. Get a chance to see the smile, the nerves of Molly Shaw. Shaw works to the right side. Touch off the block means you only get 2 more contacts after the first, and that one finds the top of the tape.
Yeah, great rundown off the top of the block from Melissa. But her partner left-handed up there. She's got to kind of put it in this really small window. Brandy can't quite contort enough to get it over the net.
Montepredis takes that just off the hands of her platform. Here's another good look at the turn and the block. Brandy Wilkerson.
That ultimately won with that great block from Brandy Wilkerson, but the contact from Shaw deep in the court was spectacular as well, getting that right up to the net. Kelly Cheng take a rip at.
Here's a look at the outstretched arms, the press, and the movement for Palm Beach. Wilkerson eyes her target. Snaps down the line. Shaw with a quick check down. Oh, she baited her there.
Yeah, that was a crisp cut shot and needed to be because Mel was in good position. Anything less than perfection was going to get gobbled up, but it was perfection from Shaw.
So far, the offensive load has been carried by Humana Paredes and Shaw here in set 1.
Yeah, just aside from that service error, the steadier of the 2 teams in this opening set have been the Mayhem. But uncharacteristically up and down from the Palm Beach Passion.
A pass gone awry, and Kelly Cheng has to send a free ball. And you knew it was coming.
Yeah, particularly in transition like that, when your opponents are scrambling, that's an excellent time to kind of push the tempo, go on 2 like we see the Palm Beach Passion do in this instance.
Molly Shaw sees another side-out opportunity. The net is empty, but a one-handed overhand dig from Wilkerson, who manipulates the attack to the corner.
Yeah, that's great stuff from Brandy. The serve from Mel gets the Mayhem a little bit out of sorts. The set's got to come from deep in the court, which kind of minimizes the vision that Shaw has on her shot. Brandy makes a nice pull, nice dig, and nice put away.
Next Saturday, the action heads to the Tricky Triangle. The next NASCAR Xfinity Series rolls into Pocono Raceway, where speed meets strategy in every turn. Test your nerve. Can the Rising Stars conquer one of the sport's most unique tracks, or will a veteran tame the Triangle once again? Don't miss a second of the action. The NASCAR Xfinity Series from Pocono next Saturday, 3 p.m. Eastern, 12 p.m. Pacific, only on the CW. Let's check in now with Kevin Barnett.
Yeah, guys, down here courtside with Jordan Cheng moments ago. Before that little run by the Passion, I said, what's working for your side for the plan coming in? He said, look, nothing that complicated. We've given up a few kills to Mel. That's okay. We haven't gotten flustered, and we've been very steady in our side out and tough serving. That's allowed us to build on their mistakes. So they're just taking advantage of mistakes on the other side while not giving up points on their side.
Yeah, it's a great call. When you look at these 2 teams' hitting efficiencies, which is emblematic of just how efficient their offense is, both of them hitting well into the 400s. Again, a good number would be about 350, so 400 is pretty phenomenal, as that is a long reach of Brandy Wilkerson.
That's elevation, Holmes. Just getting up and swatting is Wilkerson. Watch the timing, gets down low, extends, gets both hands on that thing for the dunk.
Just how high do you think she touches?
I mean, in the sand on that particular play, I mean, it's got to be close to 10 feet, if not up
so
north
she's
of that.
dunking a basketball.
Yeah.
Jumbo! Over the block and defense.
Yeah, one of the creative shots you heard Wilkerson reference that is in the toolkit of the Miami Mayhem and Molly Shaw in particular, finding the corner beautifully.
Yeah, Brandy has talked about just the contrasting styles of offense on the opposite side of the net as she sends that one back to the sand. One in terms of the defender, Shaw, a little bit more that shot selection, and then Chang will look to attack and attack heavily. They're now within one.
Yeah, a little bit of a missed opportunity there, maybe. You can see Molly still moving to her right. Couldn't quite change directions quickly enough to come up with that dig.
Critical moment here for the Palm Beach Passion. Perfect pass. Oh dear. And collision at the net between Chang and Wilkerson. They're checking in on one another right now. Brandy's coming away with a smile. I'm not sure who touched the net first. And actually, it was only Brandy.
It was only Brandy, yeah. Never seen that long of a hug after a net fault.
Respect and concern all in one hug. It takes a while.
It does, yeah. Tough chance here for the Passion.
Set point, bend it off.
Yeah, that was tremendous positioning on that set from Melissa, but also the spin just lets Brandy kind of get her hand on that ball, and then the ball almost does the rest of the work itself.
In a good position here defensively are Humana Paredes and Wilkerson. Wilkerson standing, already prepped at the net. Shaw from off the net, easily dug for the tie. Humana Paredes finds it.
Yeah, and that's a really good shot because the late pull from Kelly Chang, a nice move tactically. Melissa, if she's not precise with that shot, is going to get dug. And she comes up with the beautiful loopy line.
7-2 is the run for Palm Beach. You must win by 2. And there is no cap as that's sent over the top of Humana Paredes' head. Cuffs that one right to the corner, and it's now a set point the opposite direction. An 8-2 run for the women in pink.
Yeah, and it's those first contacts for the Mayhem. The pass is a little bit deep in the court. And when Molly Shaw doesn't have the opportunity to keep everything in front of her, siding out becomes all the more difficult.
Looking for late chances. Quick poke back to the sideline. Her favorite shot.
I got that being a pretty big mistake if you're the Palm Beach Passion. After successive points against Molly Shaw, going into Kelly Chang, giving her a chance to get her team off the hook is kind of not what you want to do from a game plan standpoint.
Oh, and a hitting error. That one hurts. Set point back to the other direction. Chang and Shaw already had a look at one. This, now their second.
Yeah, this would be big for Miami if they can kind of escape here.
That didn't look like a nervous husband. Big swing and a roar.
Oof.
She ain't smiling no more.
Yeah, that was a little bit of savagery from Mel.
The target has been Molly Shaw down the line. Quick 2 steps, and it's sent long. Frustration mounting on the side of Palm Beach.
Well, it's tough when you do all that hard work, get yourself in position to win the set, and then potentially let it slip away. They need a side out.
Third set point opportunity for the Mayhem. High set, and an even higher contact. A little gooseneck. She left it up there like C. Pat.
See Pat, little Wesley Snipes, white man can't jump. I'm just going to leave it up there. It's so pretty.
We're all tied up once more. Brandy Wilkerson takes a deep breath. Cross-court serve. Shaw with a set inside. And wow, how did she get that ball to go back to the right?
Yeah, just kind of swipes across the inside of that ball. But again, it's the first contact that's perfect from Shaw. Allows her to keep everything in her periphery.
She'll have a chance to serve for the set. Well long.
Well long.
Adrenaline?
Yeah, it's a good guess. It's a good guess.
Playing in just your second match in the AVP League and facing off against a team that was second in terms of their individual performance last season. They went 5-3, Olympic silver medalist, and another service error for the Passion.
Yeah, that toss got a little bit out in front of her. She tried to just kind of chop it to Molly Shaw's sideline and barely missed.
The 5th set point. Tight ball and nobody's there. What a read from Chang. Drops off the net. And sends the high line. High volleyball IQ from Kelly Chang. Seals set 1.
Yeah, you called it. It's a great read. She wasn't going to have time to get all the way up to the net. Saw that the ball was a little bit lower than Brandy needed it to take a full cut, so she just backed in to the defensive position, got the dig and the put away to seal set number 1.
We got a chance to catch up with Melissa Humana-Paredes and had a conversation about the league.
I think the AVP is changing the game completely. They're innovating what beach volleyball is. Moving from a tournament structure to a league-based game is super different for all the players. It's really exciting, not just for the players, but also the fans. It's dynamic, it's quick. It makes players like really hone in on their skills from the get-go. And it makes fans realize these games are fast and it's gonna be the highest quality volleyball right from the first point. So I feel like you have to pay attention to the restructuring of the game because it's one of a kind. And it's really gonna try and get beach volleyball to reach its maximum potential and be amongst the NBA, the NHL, the WNBA, the PWHL. Like, this is where we wanna be with beach volleyball, so you wanna get on board now.
Heard Melissa Humana-Paredes' love of sport shining through there. She's always had that. But she grew up with 3 older brothers, and that crew was a bunch of super intelligent guys who, yeah, they're a bit nerdy. So in order to hang out with them, she had to learn about games. She had to hang in their world a little bit. With everyone grown up and Mel traveling the planet for volley as they all got to their adult life, sibling game nights became again a way to connect. But now those brothers have kids, so together involves building forts or Legos with those kids. But fortunately for Mel, her fiance Connor Braid and his family also love to play games. So those nights still exist, they're still happening and are super nostalgic for her. Christmas Day in particular features Monopoly, and she's currently on the lookout for a travel-friendly game to bring on the road. So, if you want to jump in the conversation, give Mel some suggestions. What should she take with her to play and enjoy?
I don't know, is it sheep or is it wheat? Do you like brick?
I don't know what we're talking about.
Oh man, Settlers of Catan, that was what was on screen.
All right.
Gotta love the information behind Melissa Humana-Paredes, one of the best gamers in the world.
I was allowed to play outside when I was a kid. I wonder if she likes heads-up blackjack.
That's fair. Maybe a little backgammon in her future. Pushing up that pass, fakes the set, and Brandy with the platform. There's the turn. How about a behind the pack pokey?
Turnabout is fair play. The great dig from Melissa Humana-Paredes in the backcourt. Great dig in response from Molly Shaw. And the put away on 2 from Kelly Chang. Excellent.
She can't even see her target and still finds it.
Yeah, just knows that both of the Palm Beach Passion players are sucked up near the net, so the deep part of the court's going to be available.
So after a tightly contested set 1, the Miami Mayhem have the advantage heading into set number 2. Brandy Wilkerson's numbers, 7 kills, just 1 error, and 2 total blocks. She's currently hitting 667. It's on 9 attempts. As that's pushed to the corner, your hitting efficiency is going to be calculated by taking the total number of attempts minus the kills from the errors. And next thing you know, you divide the two and find that number. It's kind of like a batting average. You want a little bit higher, though. When you're batting 300, you're looking pretty good. But in beach volleyball and in these conditions, you're looking for about a 400.
Yeah, the caveat is that, like you said, the errors are subtracted from your successful attacks, and so those really diminish your efficiency if the errors mount up too much. Great dig from Chang.
There's the pole dig, and it sent right back into her. You're hitting your chair, Rich. That would hurt you.
Yeah, I felt that up here in the booth, Cam. Big stuff from Brandy. Love the depth there and just the timing, that left hand in perfect position. Get that stuff, and it goes right back into the body of Chang.
Brandy Wilkerson now at 3 total blocks. Serving that ball across court at Molly Shaw. What impressed you about Chang and Shaw late in set 1?
Yeah, I mean, just kind of the intestinal fortitude, the grit, right? Because they had the lead. They were kind of in command the whole first set. They gave it away. They were facing a set point against them, and they didn't kind of fold. You know, they just stayed with it, made some plays late, and you admire that kind of competitive fire. The service errors, I think, have been a little bit of a hiccup for both teams, in particular the Palm Beach Passion late in that first set when they had some set points and some opportunities.
The serve sent into the court and lays that one up on a platter. The most finite contact you'll see in beach volleyball.
Yeah, that's almost like a, you know, the mic drop version of the back knuckle right there from Kelly Chang. Lefty, oh, just let it drop, kid.
That's like a kiss. Sweet and sandy. A waterfall over the top of the line block.
Yeah, that's a great shot. Tremendous control on the contact off the hand of Melissa.
This duo of the Palm Beach Passion lost the first match of the season to Brooklyn Blaze. Since then, it's been 2-0 wins. DeBerg, Harward, Quiggle, Rice. As that's right off the top of the block.
That's a really nice swing from Molly Shaw. I think if Brandy's hands would not have been there, that thing might have hit our camera up there above the court. But using the block to her advantage nicely.
Once again, Chang from off the net. And another poke.
Again, credit the contact from Molly Shaw deep in the court, knowing that has to get all the way up to her partner. She puts it in a small window, and then Kelly Chang coming up with the back knuckle magic again.
Sidestepping to the sideline, Humana Paredes. I mean, even when she's off balance, she regains it quickly.
Well, that's such a critical shot to her success, and one she executes so well, right? Because if she can hit that little chop over the top down the line, it opens up all of her angle game, which is extensive.
Number of ways to approach a serve. Brandy Wilkerson chooses a topspin jump serve. That's KG.
A different use of the knuckle there, going kind of deep to the cross court and finding the edge of the sideline.
Molly Shaw and this new partnership has talked about how she was somewhat unsure of herself in the beginning, but with each tournament she continues to get more and more confident.
Yeah, they've spent a lot of time. I flew in with Coach Jordan Chang, and we were exit row buddies for the flight into Miami, and he was telling me when they first started together as a team, they were going 7 days a week and 4 video sessions.
Jeez, yeah, double days even in the mix as well. 7 apiece here. As there's the cut shot from Melissa Humana-Paredes. They want this end change as well as this second set after dropping the first. And we are just in the midst of the AVP League, week number 3. But where are we headed next? Well, just a bit north as we head off to East Hampton. And then, of course, we will find ourselves in LA, New York, Austin, Dallas. We are surely coming to a city near you. And one of the cool aspects about this calendar, some indoor, some outdoor, multiple variables as you look now inside the Wayfair Arena. And our indoor venue, the second of the season. We started outside in Palm Beach, then went off to San Diego at the AHAS Arena, went back inside. And it really does change the game.
It really does, yeah. Get your pastels and your linens ready for East Hampton next week.
From neon colors to pastels.
That's right. Just a little softening. Another great swing from Brandy. I would expect her to not see a whole lot more serves, but Mel's been in such a good rhythm. You got to try something new if you're the Miami Mayhem.
That ball pushed well into the court and equally attacked.
That was interesting looking because it didn't look like quite the perfect toss for Brandy, but she attacked it aggressively, able to get some good snap on it and get it to glance off the arms of Cheng.
Just the first 2-point differential here in set number 2, and at the hand of Humana-Paredes and Wilkerson.
We got a J pass. We went down to Bristol. Had a nice pool day, and you know what? I think some people that took selfies had a nice pool day too. We used our AI.
Well, we talked about our upcoming schedule. Well, next Saturday, the AVP League heads to one of the most iconic summer spots, the Hamptons. The sand will be hot and the competition will be even hotter as the best in pro beach volleyball battle it out with the sun, swagger, and serious stakes. The AVP League from the Hamptons next Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern at 10 a.m. Pacific on the CW. So from nighttime events to midday sunshine, you'll get a chance to see, woo-wee, some beautiful coastline. And like you said, maybe a bit of linen. You see them warming up now. The men are coming up next. The rookie duo, actually the Miami Mayhem have 3 rookies in total on their side. That is the most of any of our city franchise teams. James Shaw and Kame Shaw for the Miami Mayhem. And on the other side, you'll get a chance to see the legend that is Phil Dahlhauser playing alongside his new partner and Trevor Crabb. That's coming up at the conclusion of this women's matchup. A well-timed timeout.
Indeed, yeah. I mean, Brandy's racking up the service errors, but they're all so close. You feel like she's just millimeters away from finding a rhythm. Wow, what a serve that was, and a better pass.
And they come away with a point. I mean, you liked the serve. What kind of strain does that put on a team to see a short serve like that?
Oh, well, I mean, first of all, that thing barely cleared the net and did not clip it, so your time to receive is so shortened. Brandy did a great job of getting under that, but then she has no approach with which to attack. Makes the fall away cut shot look easy, but is not.
Mayhem. Another cut. Explain how a blocker and defender kind of change their strategy as a set continues.
Well, I mean, they're trying to kind of real-time decipher what's working and what isn't, right? And see if they can kind of play this ongoing chess game where they give an attacker a look and leave something open and maybe later give them a look and kind of take that away. So, you know, just because a ball goes down doesn't necessarily mean it's a failure in defense at all times, right? It could be kind of giving this up to take it away later kind of a situation. It takes a lot of communication, though.
It's a lot of court to cover with just 2 athletes. Here comes Kelly Cheng. This time, Brandy pulls off the net. She's been working on that skill.
And that's just, you know, I mean, that's kind of a gamble that you make. You know that that's a shot that Kelly Cheng likes. So they roll the dice there a little bit. Brandy pulls late into it and gets rewarded and then comes up with an excellent one-arm spear and put away.
Wilkerson has been training pretty extensively in Brazil, and Brazilian teams have been known to be great blocking and defending teams. Those blockers pulling off the net instead of going up and jumping to find the block. She said that's been one significant area heading into 2025 where she set her sights and her goals to improve upon.
Yeah, Coach Rico de Freitas, Brazilian, so they go down to the sands of Copacabana and work with him. Not a shabby office.
A lot of good acai nearby too.
Yeah.
A favorite of this duo. There's the one-arm stab, Wilkerson. High set, and even when they're out of system, they look like they're in.
There's the dynamicism of Brandy Wilkerson. No approach, just kind of the squat jump, elevate, and put it away up the middle. And kind of saving another point for her team, and now a few set points.
Good recovery from the Mayhem. Trying to create a little of their own chaos. Shakes the sand off and finds it on the opposing side. Set 2 belongs to Palm Beach.
Well done, Ken. Well done.
You know what that means? It's time for set number 3, the decider. The Miami Mayhem took the first and extended play second set, and with the thanks and help of Brandy Wilkerson and that block, the Palm Beach Passion end on a 9-4 run to close out set number 2. This duo dropped an early match, and they set their sights to be victorious in every consecutive match since then. Well, we've got some time, but let's check in with Kevin Barnett and how this arena was put together.
Yeah, watching these matches, you're looking at 300 tons of sand. That's 18 dump trucks. For other events, the trucks would simply dump the sand on the court location, but Wayfair Arena doesn't have a door large enough for dump trucks. Consequently, this sand was brought in from the parking lot, then driven via skid steer to create the court. 400 trips into the building. That's 10 to 12 hours, and one wall reconstruction later, as they damaged one with one of the skid steers, the court was in place. Now, after tonight, 400 or so trips will take the sand back out of the arena, and half of that 300 tons is headed for the city of Medley here in Miami to be used for hurricane preparations. The other half will head to Fort Lauderdale and definitely hurt Cameron's golf game because it's going to fill in a golf course. This court definitely has a good future ahead of it.
I mean, I have been working on my golf game. I'm hoping to not find any sand traps, but I can't say that I've been very effective in that regard. Great work from Kevin, and an even better work by our crew. 400 trips in with a skid steer, an impressive feat to build these iconic venues. You can hear some of the coaching now as you look to the set 2 stats. Rich, what are you eyeing?
Yeah, I mean, I'm eyeing those hitting numbers. The Palm Beach Passion in that second set anyways, unbelievable. Next to unstoppable. 452 is nothing to shake a stick at if you're the New York Nitro. The Miami Mayhem. But listen, they made just a few too many mistakes on their side, then clean it up just a little bit, and they're going to need to if they want to win this third set.
Impressively on both sides of the net right now. 3 hitting errors in total, so just 6 after the first 2 sets being played. I mean, that's an astonishing feat. These two teams hitting at a high clip. And you know what else was at a high clip? Brandy Wilkerson. She now has earned 3 total blocks, and actually Wilkerson has had 3+ blocks in 9 of her 12 league matches. Shoveling that one just before it hits the sand, but no one there to recover.
And how about Mel going with the option play? I think a wise choice. They were in a difficult situation, both players just right up against the net. Good choice there. This is something the Palm Beach Passion would like to shore up a little bit on their side in this third set, is the service game. That 9-4 run they ended on included no fewer than 3 service errors. So
they have 5 total service errors throughout the match. And when you look to the other side, for Melissa Humana-Paredes and Brandy Wilkerson, this is a team that is very excited about their future. They only got together just about 2 years ago, and when you consider a team that was contesting for a gold medal to be the best team in the world. They have some high hopes into the upcoming years and plenty of time to really experiment and play around with their game. And this is a year where they're trying to see a lot of grace, as no grace was given on that swing from Kelly Cheng. Like you mentioned, they changed up their coaching staff and are allowing themselves to experiment from their offense, from their defense, and work through to find the best versions of themselves. Kelly Cheng right now here in set number 3 with the serve. Casual, but just a dagger down the sideline.
Well, you got to credit the defensive setup of the Mayhem there. You know, the reality is that good offense beats good defense most of the time, probably. But the setup from the Mayhem was impressive. Kelly Cheng dropping into the angle, Molly Shaw early on the line. Mel just beat them with a perfect shot right on the sideline.
Kelly Cheng finds the sideline. Both of these teams had different paths into the league. The wild card was given to Jimena Paredes and Wilkerson. But for Cheng and Shaw, they actually had to qualify in, and it was a gauntlet to get in. They actually skipped the very first qualifying event. They found themselves in the second, and it took a loss. They had to qualify in through Huntington Beach. As there's a ball saved, but just falls out of the net, and Shaw is having some conversation now.
Yeah, didn't like that set, I don't think, from Wilkerson.
But Molly Shaw and Kelly Cheng, again, working through that qualifier. It was funny because James Shaw said he was never more nervous in a volleyball match than watching his wife qualify in, as they had qualified in just 2 weeks prior.
Well, yeah, I mean, we heard the NASCAR promo earlier. I liken it to riding shotgun in a NASCAR. You know what I mean? When you're watching, it's one thing to be in control of the vehicle. If you're just sitting there going, oh my goodness, here comes a turn.
He said he's never been more fraught with nerves than watching. As there's another significant swing into the cross court. And Kev, what do you have to add?
Oh, Cam, you're hitting it dead on. I asked James, what do you want to say to Molly right now, but you can't say? And he goes, that I'm super nervous. I'm so nervous. I'm 10 times more nervous than I ever am playing with her out there, and I can't let her know that that's the way I'm feeling. And I asked her, well, is that the right way to prep for your match? I mean, you have an hour of nerves before you head into your match. He's going to get a lot of practice with that. I think he'll get used to it. He's an athlete. He'll adapt and adjust. But it is a difficult situation when you have no control.
Yeah, and it's even more significant, too, when they have different approaches to the game. Molly and James have both reiterated this, just different recovery methods from a win, from a loss, and they've talked about some of the challenges as a married couple bringing that home and really trying to find some good escape mechanisms and time spent outside the volleyball court.
Right now, the Palm Beach Passion rolling a little bit on the back of the previous hitting mistake, and that good run down on the line for Melissa.
7-4, and a forced timeout for Cheng and Shaw. And speaking of relationships, Jordan Cheng is the coach of this duo and husband of Kelly.
Fake. 3, Mel for cuts. Give her a big space. She will hit on you. Don't be late. Go for attack, okay? You did 3 2 times. One she did cut on the first set. Yeah. The other one she hit it on you. So it's working on that one, okay?
Again, when Mel's on the pin, I like walking
free. I like that position.
The 4, I wanted to sell the line so hard. I felt
and then that's her first option against you. Then she's going to do some other stuff.
So you're getting a little context there, actually, tuning into both boxes at once. So if you can decipher that at home, good work on you.
We heard Jordan Cheng say to Kelly that when Melissa's out on the pin, meaning the antenna, and she's out wide, he wants her blocking the line. That's kind of what she's been going to, and that's sort of the easiest out. So that's where they want to set up their defense should she be out there. They've got a side out here first, though. Another pickup from Mel. Oh, good scrambling effort, but they can't come up with it.
What has propelled Jimena Paredes and Wilkerson to a 7-5 advantage here in set number 3? Well, it would be their offensive performance, 609 and 684. Again, we talked about it. A good hitting efficiency for a team is anything in the 400s.
Yeah, I think 400, you consider it almost great if you're doing it over long periods of time, and that is going to help Kelly Cheng's hitting efficiency.
I mean, those are exceptional numbers.
We talked about Brandy trying to add pole digging to her repertoire. Kelly Cheng is very proficient at that skill, shows it off again on that play.
That's what really sealed set number 1 for them. That heads-up play to close it out as she pulled off the net. Here she used her platform to dish up a beauty of a set. 7-all.
Yeah, great control on the first defensive contact there, Molly Shaw, and then the crisp cutting.
Timeout called. What's going to be the difference maker here in set 3?
That's a good question. I feel like if the Palm Beach Passion can up their service pressure, which basically means getting it in at a higher rate, I think they're in the driver's seat a little bit.
You know, she has a good sharp cut, but she has been establishing some line shots over. So I think just trying to figure out. Now, if Brandy's optioning, what do we want to do on her? I like Kelly taking the low cutback, and you're there for the wrist lay. Okay, perfect. Okay. Now, if it's tight, you go grab ball. Okay. Listen, the line up here, this is enough to convince her to swing line. Okay. And you go reach more than you think.
I mean, that's amazing audio to get. You can just see how finite some of these adjustments are, right? The lineup of the blocker on the attacker's arm. What else did you hear?
Well, they're talking about taking Brandy's crossbody swing away if she goes on 2. Clearly, they're going to serve Melissa.
That ball too tight to attack.
Yeah, you know, I mean, that's the rub sometimes, right? You kind of plan for every eventuality you think, and then Melissa passes it tight, goes around to the right side, which is one of the things that you did not talk about. But you hope that, you know, you kind of store away some of those things, and it helps you out on subsequent plays down the road.
This conversation in regards to that option play, like you mentioned, as the numbers now on screen, again climbing for that of Humana Paredes and Wilkerson. I mean, that makes Cheng and Shaw's number look small, even though it isn't. You asked for increased service pressure by simply keeping it in. Let's see what Brandy can do. I'd say that's a pretty good one.
Yeah, that qualifies. Yeah, and a really good crack down the line from Molly Shaw, too. A little more pace than I think Brandy thought that was going to come with.
You want some big-time moments, some big-time pressure? Welcome to the show, Molly Shaw. 8-all, set number 3. Kevin Barnett, what's going on?
Yeah, watching that last shot, Rich hit it. It was not only the pace, but also the position. I think a lot of those attacks at the retreating blocker are often trying to catch him high. But the players are ready for that. They have their hands up. That ball actually had pace, and it was low at the hip of Brandy. I think that's what made it more challenging. And from the end line view, it was a really good look at both pace and positioning for Molly Shaw.
Kevin, you highlight just how much thought goes into each one of these attacks, not just looking for the power, but the placement, the location of where the defense is also setting up. So many variables, so many intakes. Brandy sets her eyes to the other side, takes in the angle dig, but finds just enough.
Yeah, and that's just a little bit of a mistake early on. That service reception contact, less than clean, and the Mayhem just had to shovel it over.
We're so glad you're joining us for AVP on Saturday nights with the CW. Women's action in set number 3. Men coming up next. There's the long arm, Brandy Wilkerson. She checks down with her hands, and that's sent to the corner.
Yeah, great self-coverage on the side of the Mayhem. Kind of extending the play, giving themselves a second opportunity and a good high, deep swing on the second chance from Shaw.
Shaw and Cheng looking for their first win, just their second match played, as we are in the early stages of league play.
A little bit of cheek.
I was going to say, maybe not how you drew it up, but it works.
Yeah, the deceptiveness, you know, it kind of looked like she was just chasing that down to set, and at the last minute just knocked it over into the away corner. Nicely done, Wilkerson. That one does find the end line. Tam.
Tagged and still shaking. That end line is absolutely terrified of Brandy Wilkerson.
With 3 to go, here in set number 3.
12-9, just 3 points away.
Yeah, we talked about how she'd missed a few of them very close. That one does not miss. She dialed it in. It's a critical ace late in set 3.
Her second ace of the match. Quiet platform for Chang. Too easy, says Melissa. I mean, why not go off the top of the net? Coach loves it. And they add one more to the scoreboard.
Yeah, a bit of good fortune, because that, quite frankly, was not the best set in transition. Mel had to kind of fall away, hits the ball into the tape, and just gets a favorable bounce.
Molly Shaw will have to find the first contact. Instead, they go the opposite direction. Here comes Kelly Chang. Oh, what a recycle, not so fast. Brandy Wilkerson building a house and trying to steal home court.
Yeah, almost a bit surprisingly, back-to-back points against Chang. They ran down the knuckle over the line, and then this big stuff in the angle that you see there. Wilkerson, beautiful positioning, beautiful timing.
Her fourth of the match. It is now match point for the Palm Beach Passion. Tough serve, and Kelly Chang with a strike to the cross court.
Yeah, really nice job passing that short jump serve. And Molly Shaw gets it up in perfect position for Chang, but they've got to come up with no fewer than 4 points here on their serve.
Match point remains. They go to Melissa, but ultimately Brandy Wilkerson seals the win. A 3-set battle ends with Humana Paredes and Wilkerson on top. The Palm Beach Passion look to take over league standings. Currently sitting in second place. They now improve to 5-2 combined with their men's pairing. You see them on screen as they celebrate alongside. A look back to match point.
Yeah, just that option play that we kind of referenced at the top of the broadcast. We saw a lot of it throughout this match, and the Palm Beach Passion close with one there for the win.
A perfect bookend. And now let's check in with Kevin Barnett and our winners.
Thanks, Cam. Great win for you two here. Brandy, you got the blocking game dialed in over the last 2 days. What are you keying on to do that?
Oh my gosh. Everyone knows you can't block without a great defensive player to help you. Definitely needed that. And we've been working a lot on it. I still feel like I have a lot to
Still making plays.
Gotta protect my girl. That's all I'm trying to think about.
Mel, I know the focus was on your side coming into this match, but what did you see from the other side, and what adjustments did you make, and how can you take whatever you're about to say and compliment your partner?
I think you saw us really being aggressive on our serve, and that's a testament to how they play. They're very aggressive offensively. They have a variety of offense, and so we needed to really adjust to that. And, you know, Kelly came out shooting a little bit more, not swinging as aggressively as we know she can, so we had to make adjustments on that, and they put a lot of pressure on their serves too. So it was a chess game the whole time. We were just kind of adjusting to what the others were doing, and it was really fun.
And it all worked. Congratulations on the victory.
Thank you.
The Palm Beach Passion are surely going to contest for the cup this season. Strength is on their side. The option play was where it was had on the side of pink. 20-18, 15-11, and 15-10. The men coming up next. Crab, Dahlhauser, Schulk, and Shaw.